We got a takeoff update that I think y'all gonna thoroughly enjoy. The state of Texas versus Patrick Clark. Defendant's unopposed motion to inspect firearms-related evidence to the Honorable Judge of said court. Defendant Patrick Clark, through an undersigned counsel, files this unopposed motion to inspect firearms-related evidence and respectfully shows the court. Pursuant to Article 39.14 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, defendant requests permission to inspect and photograph all firearms-related evidence in the possession, custody, or control of the state or any agency acting on its behalf, including without limitation any firearms, cartridge casings, projectiles, fragments, magazines, ammunition, gunshot residue collection materials, test-fired comparison samples, and associated examiner bench notes and worksheets. Sorry, Arnold Schwarzenegger. My bad, it's all right. The inspector sought is limited to visual examination and photographing. Defendant does not seek to disassemble, test fire, or otherwise alter any item by this motion. Defendant requests that the inspection take place at a mutually convenient time and location in the presence of representatives of the state, if the state so chooses, and in a manner that preserves the chain of custody. Undersigned counsel has conferred with Assistant District Attorney Napoleon W. Stewart II, counsel for the state, regarding the relief requested herein. ADA Stewart has advised the state that it is unopposed to this motion. If you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. There's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful features. And one of the main ones lets you access up to $750 of your paychecks early. If you switch your payroll over with Current, you get a full set of features like paycheck advance, fee-free overdraft, and the build card and more. There's everything in one app. I actually like that myself, which is why I partner with them. And right now, they're giving $75 to anyone who signs up using my link or scans the QR code on the screen. If you scan the QR code, it'll take you straight to the sign-up page where you can create your own account. Just go through the normal sign-up steps, enter information, order your card. After you complete those steps, you'll see the option pop up to enter my promo code, which unlocks the $75 bonus when you switch your direct deposit. So make sure you go through the full sign-up process so you don't miss it. If you ever feel like managing money is stressful and tight sometimes, it's definitely worth checking out because that's literally what it's designed for. I find it funny, right? They're asking to look at shell casings, bullet fragments, all of this stuff. Let's inspect the gun. Let's do our overreach. Let's make sure that we're thorough because I thought, just like y'all thought, but don't worry, I'm going to give you a refresher if you don't mind. It's just only going to be a news clip. Don't worry, because y'all let me know at the end of this if you're with the theory that I'm with, which is probably like 50-50, but we were thinking, damn, this is a bad look for the DA's office in Houston because we don't know what we don't know. Well, what don't we know, Nash? We thought this was a fight against DNA. They're talking about it's a fight against the gun. Let me take y'all back. Roll it.
Developing story now, a fired forensic analyst for the Houston Forensic Science Center is at the center now of a legal saga.
After nearly 400 cases were flagged for forensic failures, and there's one big case in particular affected by this. KPRC2's TJ Parker outside the Forensic Science Center. TJ, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, so court documents show that that forensic analyst, who has since been fired, as you had mentioned, was not doing their job properly, leading to an impacted cases of 392 some cases. As a result, Brady notices were sent out, which is something the prosecutor sends out, letting defense attorneys know that there is something that might show a client is not guilty. One big case in particular involves the 2022 murder of Migos rapper Takeoff, and the man accused of killing him, Patrick Clark. The Harris County DA's office informed Patrick Clark's attorney about the forensic analyst's termination last month for their, quote, lack of quality of work. And the filing states the analyst was considered a witness in the Takeoff murder, which happened at a Houston bowling alley downtown back in November 2022. So we've been reporting on issues here at the Houston Forensic Science Center involving backlogs. It's something that we have been investigating and will continue to investigate as this goes on. As for the Takeoff murder, Clark was indicted back in 2023. Reporting live at the Med Center this morning, I'm TJ Parker, KPRC 2 News.
But don't worry. We deep dive into that. And trust me, we got lawyers from both sides to speak on it because lawyers like to get on the news and pop what they gonna pop because it leads to clients. And who doesn't like free promo? Boom, boom, boom. Let's go.
flagged for forensic failures, leaving a former forensic analyst from the Houston Forensic Science Center in legal trouble.
That's right. KPRC2 Investigates broke this story last night on click2houston.com. KPRC2's Rochelle Turner spoke to two attorneys about how this issue is going to play out in the courtroom. She's joining us live from downtown Houston. Rochelle.
Anthony, Candace, all day I've been checking our website, click2houston.com. I've been looking at some of the comments and questions from this article that you all posted. Now, I took some of those questions and comments to criminal defense attorneys Rick DeToto and Anthony Osso Jr., who are also former prosecutors, and this is what they had to say. What does this mean for some families that are seeking that justice?
Yeah, it's a nightmare for defense lawyers, and it's also a nightmare for the families that are involved in these cases that are seeking justice. It's going to cause delays.
Could this possibly help someone who is accused of a bad crime if we don't necessarily know what all evidence was being correctly processed?
Sure, Rochelle. So that's an interesting question. I don't know whether it will hurt or help. I think as a defendant and as a defense attorney, I want to make sure that whatever evidence comes in against any of my clients follows protocol and procedures, and that there's integrity behind it.
Kind of tell me what a Brady notice is.
So it looks like the allegations are that she may have switched samples, and with the line of work that we have, criminal defense lawyers, in dealing with DNA and samples regarding chemical testing, that's the worst thing that can happen. So in that situation, the prosecutors have an absolute duty to notify the defense lawyers that there is evidence in this case that may tend to show that the person is not guilty or impeachment. How
do you think judges are going to go about with this issue?
Well, I don't think there's going to be a blanket procedure. I think that each judge will independently handle it in their own manner, but I think they recognize there's already a backlog, and so they will likely allow the prosecutors time to remedy the issue, but I think there's going to be a lot of pressure from the judges on them to get it done and get it done quickly.
And I'm also working to find out more on the impact this is having on families who've been waiting for justice in their loved one's case. Now, while we don't know exactly what type of cases are being impacted, as a reporter, it is my job to keep you all informed and find solutions to your problems. So if you or someone you know is being impacted by this issue, I would love to share your story and maybe help you get some answers. You can send me an email to rturner@kprc.com. Again, you can send me an email. That's rturner@kprc.com.
Now, if you can recall, unlike some bald-headed peanut cashew head dude sitting on the stand in the YSL trial, damn near got his ass thrown in jail forever. Unlike that, if you can recall, shout out, if you can recall, we sat back and we were thinking to ourselves, damn, this shit look crazy, because his former attorney, Letitia Queones, said he was indigent, but it didn't matter because the old person who was doing all the damn files and shit, the testing, the DNA testing, she had to get fired. And she effed up, like, I believe it's like 600 to 800 cases, so much that the reason why we didn't have any justice for Takeoff was because Houston forensic team effed up letting this woman do this shit. So everybody started doing what's called a mass appeal. And with paperwork, according to Fonnie Willis, it's called an ORCA, because, ORCA is so goddamn big. So we're thinking the fight essentially is a fight for the DNA. But maybe it's a whole different idea because the judge granted it. The state of Texas versus Patrick Clark. Order. On this day, came on to be considered defendant's unopposed motion to inspect firearms related evidence. The court, having considered the motion and noting that the state is unopposed, finds that the motion is well taken and should be granted. It is therefore ordered that defendant's unopposed motion to inspect firearms related evidence is granted. Defense counsel and any expert or investigator retained by the defense shall be permitted to inspect and photographed the firearms related evidence described in the motion at a mutually convenient time and location with chain of custody preserved at all times. Signed this date of blankety blank blank blank, judge presiding, but we already know this was 5/6/2026. Now, I'm going to be all the way fair. They could be being thorough, and they could do this for a whole bunch of other things. But as it stands right now, bruh, why are we testing the gun when I thought he didn't shoot nobody? Or y'all want to say this, and I think this is what they're doing. They're going to want to say, you know what, bruh? This was the gun used, not this one. So we want to make sure that we prove my client had this gun and he didn't shoot anything, and y'all found this gun. That's the whole theory that they're going to. But I'm thinking to myself, they seen some video footage, and boy, that shit looked bad. This, to me, sounds like a very good thing for Takeoff. Because, bruh, how in the hell do we sit there and ignore the fact that y'all were fighting for DNA, and the old lawyer said, oh, my client never shot and all this shit and all these other things and stuff like that, to the point now where you're going to examine it, had to say, well, my client actually didn't shoot him. He did shoot. Don't get me mixed up or confused. He shot. He defended himself because of whatever that damn dude's name is. I think his name like Migos Bands or whatever the hell. Because his story and all that shit, he the one who told the cops the story that got Patrick Clark in trouble. Really, he was the one who cracked it all off. So, nah, my client was defending himself. Because remember, in the freaking video, from what it sounds like, we couldn't fully see, but from what it sounds like and from what we read, and if y'all want me to, I could pin the video in the comment section to share it in the community. We have the full indictment. We read the whole entire indictment. It's 21 minutes, but it's effing insane. So now I'm sitting here like, shit, I think they switched the whole play. Their whole entire strategy to me, and y'all let me know if you agree with this, is my client didn't shoot the bullets that killed him. My client only shot to defend himself. I think that's what they're going for, but I could be wrong. What y'all think? What's your theories on this one, man? Subscribe, turn bells to notify, share to keep your people aware. Click right here to see how Big Bank effed it up, bro. And he muted Tekashi in the damn interview. I thought y'all seen the interview. Y'all only wanted like a couple of clips for me to explain to y'all, but he mutes Tekashi 6ix9ine in the damn interview. Click right here for that video. Make sure you subscribe, turn bells to notify so you can win one of these two. Just comment on every video, like every video, and I'll catch you on the next one. 14K away.